Hip-hop, from streets to stadiums. What began as one man's experiment with two turntables rapidly evolved into a complete cultural ecosystem. Grandmaster Flash perfected the technical artistry of DJing, transforming turntables into instruments of precision. Africa Bambaataa expanded the vision, seeing hip-hop not just as music, but as a vehicle for social change and unity. The MCs emerged as the voice of the voiceless. Where traditional media ignored urban realities, these poets of the streets painted vivid pictures with words. They were journalists, entertainers, and prophets rolled into one. Meanwhile, B-boys and B-girls transformed concrete into dance floors, their bodies becoming instruments of expression. Every windmill, every frieze, every top rock was a declaration of identity. And on the walls, graffiti writers turned abandoned buildings into galleries, their tags and pieces shouting existence into a world that tried to erase them. When Rapper's Delight hit the airwaves in 1979, it wasn't just a song, it was a seismic shift. For the first time, the world heard what had been brewing in the Bronx. Record executives who had dismissed hip-hop as a fad suddenly scrambled to understand this new phenomenon. The 1980s saw hip-hop's first major evolution. Run DMC proved that rap could rock arenas, not just block parties. LL Cool J showed that MCs could be both hard and heartfelt. But it was groups like Public Enemy and NWA that reminded the world that hip-hop had never forgotten its roots in social commentary and rebellion. What followed was hip-hop's golden age, a period of unprecedented creativity and diversity. Artists like A Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul expanded the sonic palette, proving that hip-hop could be conscious, playful, and intellectually stimulating. The genre was no longer just one thing. It was becoming everything. Then came the voices that would change everything forever. The East Coast roared back with a vengeance. Nas painted cinematic pictures of street life with the precision of a master novelist. The Notorious B.I.G. balanced vulnerability with bravado, creating anthems that were both deeply personal and universally relatable. Wu-Tang Clan brought mysticism and martial arts philosophy, expanding hip-hop's cultural vocabulary. Simultaneously, the West Coast was creating its own revolution. Dr. Dre's production transformed hip-hop's sound, creating the smooth, funk-driven backdrop that would define G-Funk. Snoop Dogg brought a new flavor, dangerous but effortlessly cool. And then there was Tupac Shakur, whose passionate intensity and poetic vulnerability made him hip-hop's most compelling figure. But success brought new challenges. The East Coast-West Coast rivalry, fueled by media sensationalism and real tensions, threatened to tear hip-hop apart. The tragic deaths of Tupac and Biggie served as a wake-up call, forcing the culture to confront the consequences of its own success. From tragedy came growth. Jay-Z emerged as hip-hop's first true mogul, proving that rap success could translate into business empire. Eminem shattered racial barriers with undeniable skill, while Lauryn Hill showed that hip-hop could be both commercially successful and artistically profound. The South, long overlooked by coastal gatekeepers, exploded with its own identity. Outkast's experimental approach proved that hip-hop could be wildly creative without sacrificing authenticity. Master P and Cash Money showed that independence could be more profitable than major label deals. The digital revolution transformed hip-hop's landscape forever. Artists could now bypass traditional gatekeepers, building audiences directly through the internet. Mixtapes became the new demo tapes, and social media turned every rapper into their own marketing department. The 2000s brought new innovations. Kanye West revolutionized hip-hop production while challenging the genre's lyrical conventions. Lil Wayne's work ethic and creativity inspired a new generation of artists. Drake's melodic approach and emotional vulnerability expanded hip-hop's appeal to unprecedented levels. The streaming era democratized hip-hop further. Platforms like SoundCloud and YouTube allowed bedroom producers to reach millions overnight. Viral moments could create stars instantly, and the traditional music industry scrambled to keep up with hip-hop's pace of innovation. Today's hip-hop artists carry forward the genre's legacy while pushing it into new territories. Kendrick Lamar's artistic complexity rivals any poet or novelist. J. Cole's authenticity connects with audiences hungry for genuine expression. Female artists like Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, and Doja Cat dominate charts while challenging hip-hop's traditional gender dynamics. Hip-hop's influence extends far beyond music. Fashion houses now seek hip-hop's blessing for relevance. Art galleries showcase graffiti as fine art. Politicians court hip-hop's endorsement. Corporate America speaks hip-hop's language. What began as a response to marginalization has become the dominant force in global popular culture. Hip-hop has never abandoned its role as the voice of the voiceless. From Public Enemy's militant messaging to Kendrick Lamar's "All Right" becoming a protest anthem, hip-hop continues to soundtrack social movements and challenge injustice. A new generation of hip-hop artists continues to push boundaries. They're more diverse, more global, and more technologically savvy than ever before. They're creating music that would have been impossible to imagine in 1973, yet it still carries the same revolutionary spirit that DJ Kool Herc unleashed in the Bronx. From the streets to stadiums, hip-hop has completed an incredible journey. What began as a local response to urban decay has become the world's most influential cultural movement. It has created billionaires from the projects, turned outcasts into icons, and given voice to the voiceless across every continent. But perhaps hip-hop's greatest achievement isn't its commercial success or cultural dominance. It's the proof that creativity, authenticity, and determination can overcome any obstacle. It's the demonstration that art can emerge from the most unlikely places and change the world. Hip-hop is more than just music. It's a cultural force that has shaped generations. It's the soundtrack of our lives, the voice of our struggles, and the rhythm of our dreams. From the streets to stadiums, hip-hop conquered the world not through force, but through the simple power of truth, creativity, and an unbreakable spirit. The beat goes on, the culture continues, the revolution never ends.